Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're really glad you're here. We hope you enjoy these videos and you get some ideas for things to cook at your house this week. We are back with some new ideas. We've tried some new things. We've resurrected a couple of old things and hope to bring you some ideas, some variety of things you might be interested in trying at your house. First up this week, I had some squash that someone gave me that came from a garden. I am a city girl. Tim is a country boy. He is used to things that were raised on the farm. I, however, am not. I did not know that this really thick skin on these yellow squash needed to be peeled, so I simply cut them. This was a new recipe I had seen online where you layer cut squash with some ranch mix, with some butter, and some Parmesan cheese, so I set about doing that. It was really good, but as I said, the peel or the rind was a little too tough. Next time, and I will do this again, I will either use the thin skin ones from the grocery store, or if I get some more from someone's producing garden, I will definitely try to peel off some of the skin. I had two very thin pork chops in my freezer that I thawed out. I used a little olive oil, salt and pepper, and some of this Grill Mates Smokehouse Maple Seasoning. I really like the flavor of this on pork. I decided, since it wasn't too hot, not to send Tim out to the grill, so I tried to do a sheet pan dinner using what I had, which was some onions, some mushrooms, and I ended up putting a little bit later some broccoli. The pan didn't quite fit this way. Don't worry, I turned it around. Like I said, I did do the broccoli, and I had some of these packets of Parmesan cheese left over from a pizza order, so we used those. It has been raining here today. It's very gray, cloudy, a little cooler, so I decided to turn the oven on and just do a sheet pan dinner. We've got some thin cut pork chops, the vegetables I had on hand, onions, broccoli, mushrooms, and we got some squash from a friend that I tried layering with the Parmesan and the ranch, and we'll leave a comment as to whether we like that. We'll make up our plates and eat this from this sheet pan dinner. That's what's for dinner tonight. I had some russet potatoes I needed to use, and even though there's 1,001 ways to use potatoes, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, so I always say boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. I didn't ask Tim. I pretty much know his standard answer. He grew up eating, I think, at school and also from a local gas station, what he calls tater logs, or big thick cut potato logs. So I soak them for 30 minutes to an hour in cold water and then pat them as dry as I can. I've used different seasonings for whatever reason. Today I felt like doing just a little salt and pepper and some Creole seasoning. This is Tony Chachere's, very common in the South. I did these in the air fryer for about 20-25 minutes at 400 degrees. Everyone but me would do not only onions but also bell peppers to go with this shaved steak that we bought recently at Kroger to try. I prefer to cook this kind of meat in a cast iron skillet. I left the camera on the whole time. It was a little over a minute, but I did speed it up for you guys so you didn't have to watch. But you'll see at the end of a minute, it was almost completely cooked through, so this stuff cooks really fast. I did add a little steak seasoning to beef up the beef flavor. Tonight we are experimenting with this shaved beef that I got at Kroger. I ended up only doing about half the pack. I haven't weighed it out, but that's probably about out of the 14-ounce package. I probably used 6 or 7 ounces. Cooked it up, sauteed some onions, did potato logs in the air fryer. We're going to make sandwiches and leave a comment as to whether we like this meat or not. Show you a quick picture of our plates. Shaved beef po' boys with loaded potatoes is what's for dinner tonight. I was so excited about this meal. I splurged the last time I went to the store and got 2 large Portobello mushroom caps. I've really been struggling lately with wanting to cook healthier things for me and trying to balance that with cooking things that Tim likes, because mushrooms as a main course is not something he likes, nor does he like fish or a lot of the other things that I'm trying to eat as part of a healthier plan like lentils and quinoa, but this was for me. I cleaned them up, I took the gills out, and I went ahead and marinated them. This is an old recipe that I've got where I use, sorry about the camera, I thought I had it up a little higher. I used some balsamic, some olive oil, and then some dried seasonings. I used basil, oregano, and garlic, and I do let these marinate about 30 minutes before we put them on the grill. Tim probably would have preferred these peppers the night before with the shaved steak sandwiches cooked with the onions, but I saved them to go with this meal, so we fixed him a big skillet of peppers and onions to go with his entree, which was red meat, out on the grill while he was doing another different meal for me. Salmon for me. I felt like going out on a limb and trying something different. Instead of just grilling the portobello mushroom caps, I decided to experiment with one. I mixed up some breadcrumbs, parmesan, and some fresh basil to top one of them with. Okay, should have a red button.
Change the zoom. I can't see. It's recording.
Well, this is an experiment anyway. It's not really a recipe, just something I've kind of dreamed up. And that's too hot. I'm not going to touch it. Oh, it's hot. It is hot over here. Look, some left to eat. Tim has graciously agreed to do all the cooking tonight. We've got a hodgepodge of food. He's got the sausage that he's going to take with the peppers and onions and put it on a hoagie bun with some chips. So he'll have a sausage sandwich with peppers and onions. I'm going to have some of the salmon and try one or more of the portobellos, the plain balsamic olive oil marinated one or the one with the breadcrumb and cheese mixture. And I just cut up some cucumber for me. I was going to make a salad, but it didn't happen. I was too enamored by all this awesomeness on the grill. So I'll show you a quick picture of our plates. That's what's for dinner tonight. 88% fat. So
100% good.
100% good. Got the sour cream or Baja coleslaw made. I'm also going to make this creamy chipotle sauce. I don't have plain low-fat yogurt today, so I'm going to substitute sour cream. And I never keep chipotles in adobo. I just use the dried powder. But I'll go ahead and make this up and have it in the refrigerator for the flavors to marry for later for dinner tonight. Alexa, set an air fryer timer for 7 minutes.
Air fryer timer, 7 minutes, starting now.
Tonight we are having fish tacos two ways. I've got some cod that I pan fried, just kind of like a grilled or a pan saute. I've got some beer battered cod I put in the air fryer. Cut up some onions, olives, and radishes on the side. I made the sour cream or Baja coleslaw. I made some homemade guacamole. We do have a video on that if you want to watch the whole thing. I made the creamy chipotle sauce and opened a can of refried beans. We've got chips and salsa, chips and guacamole. We will make the fish tacos with the corn tortillas. I'll show you a quick picture of our plates. That's what's for dinner tonight. I like finding meals that'll feed the two of us using less meat. So one chicken breast works for the two of us. I also had the other half of that bag of coleslaw mix, so I was looking for something to make with that. Season the chicken however you like. I just use garlic, salt, and some pepper. These days I love my air fryer, but I always take my frozen egg rolls and thaw them out for about 90 seconds in the microwave before I stick them in the air fryer. Alexa, set an air fryer timer for 5 minutes. Old habits die hard. For whatever reason, for years when I've done stir fries, I always heat up my oil, and then the last 15 or 20 seconds I add a little garlic and ginger before I add my protein, and here I added the hoisin sauce that we had mixed up earlier. Since I had part of a bag of coleslaw left, rather than doing the Members Mark orange chicken that we're anxious to try, or at least Stacy's anxious to try, I decided I would do an old one called Asian chicken with cabbage. Rather than grilling the chicken with the hoisin sauce, I tried something different this time. I just cut it up, sauteed it, and tossed it in the sauce. So basically stir-fried chicken with onions with a hoisin, the sauteed cabbage or slaw with sesame oil. And I always have Asian sides on hand because I love Asian food. So in the air fryer we did some egg rolls, some crab rangoon. I steamed a bag of edamame, and I fixed pot stickers steamed. You can do it in the Instant Pot. I just used my small rice cooker. So we will fix our plates from this little buffet and show you a quick picture. Quasi-Chinese homemade buffet is what's for dinner tonight. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a wonderful and truly blessed day, y'all.